Hello everybody, welcome to Barca Times. It's elClasico happening tomorrow Sunday. Barca against Real Madrid for the Supercopa final in Saudi Arabia. Of course, our coach Xavi Hernandez have some plans in which he will try to use tomorrow to beat and inform Real Madrid for the Supercopa final in Saudi Arabia. But before we talk about Xavi plans, we also have some news about Football Club Barcelona that we will share today before we talk about some Xavi plans and informations that he will use tomorrow to beat Real Madrid. But before we go on, if today the first time you're on my YouTube channel, then please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. Also, don't forget to like this video. I'll be very much appreciated if you guys subscribe to this channel. Thank you, and now back to the video. So let's start with some Barca news before we move on to some tactics and plans and informations that Xavi will use tomorrow for the Supercopa final to beat Real Madrid. And so we start today's news with this player Rafinha, this Brazilian. You know, in the Supercopa semi-final against Osasuna, Rafinha was injured and had to be subbed in the game and replaced by Lamine Yamal. And there's a report coming out that Rafinha will miss the final tomorrow against Real Madrid. So Rafinha is totally out of the final that Barca will play tomorrow against Real Madrid. That's a report we received from Tony Marti. But the plan for this, our winger, is for him to be fully fit and ready for the Champions League round of 16 against Napoli. So tomorrow game, Rafinha is totally out. The player will not play. But the plan is for him to return for Barca Champions League game, first leg against Napoli. And that's all about Rafinha. So Rafinha is ruled out for tomorrow game against Real Madrid. João Cancelo is also ruled out for tomorrow game against Real Madrid because according to Xavi Miguel here, he says if everything goes well, Cancelo will be back for next league match. And you know, Barca after tomorrow game against Real Madrid, our next game is against Salamanca in the Copa del Rey round of 16. So that game too, Cancelo is likely not to play. But after Salamanca, our next game is a league match against Real Betis away from home, and that is where I think João Cancelo will be back and play for Barcelona against Real Betis. So Cancelo is totally ruled out for tomorrow game against Real Madrid, and he's also ruled out for Copa del Rey round of 16 against Salamanca. But where Cancelo will be back is against Real Betis, a league match that Barca will play away from home. And so officially, this man will be the referee for Barca against Real Madrid, Clasico Supercopa final in Saudi Arabia. And his name is Juan Martinez Muniera. He will be the referee in the Supercopa final between Barca and Real Madrid. So now it's official. Referee Juan Muniera Martinez, he is going to be officiating tomorrow match between Barca and Real Madrid. And so if you're in this channel, you know this guy, you know who he is. He is a Matt Wefer, a defensive midfielder for Feyenoord Football Club, and you know Barca really like him. You know, although Romeo is not trustable in the pivot position for Football Club Barcelona, you know in this transfer window, Barca are looking to sign a pivot to reinforce that position in the club. So according to Tony Marti here, they say Barca really like Matt Wefer to reinforce the pivot position, but the situation with FFP means that Barca have not yet been able to make any move for him, and Atletico Madrid are taking the advantage to accelerate the intention to sign him. So because of FFP, Barca have not made any move to sign him. They like him, but because of FFP, Barca have not made any fair move, any strong move to sign Matt Wefer, and Atletico Madrid, our rival, are using that advantage, that FFP advantage that is restricting Barcelona to push hard and sign Matt Wefer. That is a report from Tony Marti. So Barca target Matt Wefer is also a target for Atletico Madrid, and because Barca are facing financial problems and all that, and Atletico Madrid are using that advantage to push hard and sign this our defensive midfielder who is a target for Barcelona and a player for Feyenoord Football Club named Matt Wefer. Estevao William is a player, is a transfer target for FC Barcelona. You know, Barca really like this wonder kid a lot. This is a Brazilian who played for palmeiras and all that. You know, there have been a lot of rumors that Chelsea have made their offer to sign the player, trying to hijack Barcelona target Estevao William. But today, according to Roger Torero, they say Estevao's dream is to play at Barcelona. His family does not know anything about Chelsea offer to sign the player and all that. So Roger is actually telling us that those rumors around Chelsea presenting their offer to sign him is not true, because the player is only focusing on playing at Barcelona. If his transfer did happen for him to come to Barcelona, that is what the player is focusing on. They don't know his entourage, don't know anything about Chelsea presenting their offer. So those rumors going around, Estevao William dream is only play for Barcelona, not Chelsea, no United, no Man City, no Liverpool. His dream is to play for Barcelona. That is the report we received from Roger Torero. And so this one also from Mundo Deportivo, and they said Barca proposed a friendly to Inter Miami for this year US summer preseason tour. You know, whenever Barca are doing their preseason, we always likely used to travel to US to have our preseason, and Barca presented an offer to them for them to play a preseason friendly between them and Inter Miami, but Inter Miami have declined that offer. It's all because at that time that Barca wanted to play friendly with them. That time, the same time, they will be playing League Cup, and that is the reason why Inter Miami declined it. If not, we would have seen Messi facing Barcelona for the first time in his history, but it has not come in that way. Inter Miami have declined because at that time they will be prepared to play a League Cup. And so Pedri could also start tomorrow against Real Madrid in the supercopa final. You know, this player returned from injury not long ago, and in today's Xavi press conference, you know, Xavi did say Pedri is 100% fit, and you know Xavi saying this kind of words, it means Pedri is likely to start tomorrow against Real Madrid. Fermin Lopez could also start because the player said to replace Gavi role if only Xavi play with 4 midfielders, like how we used to see Xavi doing it, playing with 4 midfielders. If only Xavi do that tomorrow against Real Madrid, Fermin could also get to start tomorrow against Real Madrid. So we are on the formula and formation that Xavi will use to beat Real Madrid tomorrow. And from sports, here are the formulas that Xavi will try to use to beat Real Madrid tomorrow. Formula 1 is to have the ball and dominate possession. So Xavi will actually tell his boys to have the ball all the time and try to dominate possession in the game till the final whistle from the referee. So Xavi will actually tell his boys to have the ball all the time and dominate in possession. And you know, Barca, when it comes to domination, we are godfathers on possession and dominating in the game. And then Formula 2 is to overload Madrid in midfield. And that is what I said. If only Barca Xavi play with 4 midfielders tomorrow, that is the only thing you can use to overload Madrid in midfield. The likes of Modric, Toni Kroos, Valverde, Tchouaméni, and the rest. You cannot overload them without 4 midfielders. So I think Xavi tomorrow is likely 90% for Xavi to use 4 midfielders. And the Formula 3 is to emphasize on not making individual mistakes in defense, especially in defense. So Xavi will tell his boys not to make any mistake that will cause problem for Madrid to punish Barcelona. So Xavi will actually tell the players, especially on the side of defense, Koundé, Araujo, and the rest, not to make any mistakes. Because every little mistake that you make, Vinicius, Rodrigo, Joselu, they could punish you from that mistake that you will make. And then Formula 4 is the 4 midfield system. So Formula 2 and Formula 4 are like the same. Okay, so if you use Formula 4, then you are going to get your correct way on the Formula 2. That is overload them. If you use 4 midfield system, of course, you are going to overload Madrid in midfield. So here are the formulas that Xavi will try to use tomorrow to beat Real Madrid and then lift the Supercopa trophy in Saudi Arabia. And that's all for today, guys. Please, if you guys find this video very helpful, and as a Barca fan you want more Barca videos like this one, then please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys soon in my next video. But until then, Visca Barca, Visca Catalunya.